Jah love Jala. Yeah, man. Um, big ups to everybody. I got something to talk about, man. I got something to talk about. I think I'm gonna wait for a few people to kind of come in before I get into the into the nitty gritty of what it is that I really do want to talk about. But you know, as a matter of fact, I don't think I'm gonna wait for anybody to come. I'm actually gonna start very soon. Let me catch my breath. So I titled this video "Let Go and Let Jah." You know what I mean? I titled it "Let Go and Let Jah." And I've recently realized the wonders of not taking it up on yourself to take on everything in life. Let go and let Jah. I was dating a female. This is fairly recent, right? This is fairly recent. Wasn't long ago at all, right? Fairly recent. I was dating a female, and in dating the female, I was the perfect gentleman. I was very attentive. Um, I was very caring, and all of the above. And this isn't me tooting my own horn, but this is actually something that was actually confirmed by the young lady that I was dating. So anyway, I was dating this young lady. Um, we were supposed to hang out twice, right? So twice after, like I took her out twice. She was supposed to. We were supposed to go to a game in Queens, a Mets game. I'm not really much of a baseball fan or whatever it is, but we were supposed to go to a Mets game. That didn't happen. She told me that she was going to hang out with her brother. So then I'm like, all right, cool, okay. So then let's hang out another time. Fine. So then the second time when it wouldn't happen, I realized, okay, all right, cool. There's a pattern here. All right, so fine. I texted her that day, the day we were supposed to hang out, which was a Sunday, and I texted her, and she was like, and when I texted her, she was like, what'd she say? Oh yeah. So I was asking her if we were still gonna hang out that day, and again, she told me that she was gonna hang out with her brother that day. Fair enough. Cool. I'm not tripping. So you know what I say? I just say okay. I say okay, and I never text her back. I just say okay, and when I say never text her back, like I just. Whew. So after I texted her, okay. Later on that night, she said something. She was like, "Yo, I hope you have a good night." But the tone wasn't normally the normal tone that we normally have. But I still didn't really respond or anything like that. And I'm not really at another time. I'll go more in depth about this. What's up, y'all? Big up, big up. What's good, Arslan Khan and Gerard? Big up to everybody. Sure, you guys are liking the video. But anyway, after the second time, and then I was like, okay, and I didn't respond to her. The night she texted me, she said, I believe she was like, I hope you have a good night, something along those lines, right? So I didn't text her back. I'm not gonna go into this whirlpool, right? Like you're showing me without saying your level of interest or your level of respect, one or the other, or a combination of both, or whatever. But either way, it's neither here nor there. I'm okay with it, right? Okay with it in the sense that it may hurt. It may hurt because especially if you're putting your best effort forward and you feel like you're doing everything that you should be doing, within reason, within your personality, it's like. But the issue, a lot of times, sometimes it's not you that's the issue, right? And you just got to let go and let Jah. Let people realize the error in their ways. So if you realize that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, just step away and just leave it alone. So anyway, I stepped away. I left it alone. And when I say let go and let Jah, this is how good Jah is, man. I'm telling you, this is how good Jah is. When I say let go and let Jah, I sat there and I was very upset about the situation. But I decided I was going to let it go. And I let it go. I thank Jah. I thank God. I thank the universe. I thanked the creative energy, the energy that's responsible for all of this. I said, thank you. And I really meant it. because I felt, even though at the time it hurt, because I wanted it to work, I was seeing characteristics and personality traits that I knew would not be a good place to build a foundation or to have a relationship. So anyway, as time progressed, right? Because I I I just been meditating, listening to music, praying, right? Just focusing my energy on Jah. This is where I put my energy. Jah. This is where I'm focusing my energy. I had picked up a shift, um, you know, I'd say maybe a week after, like during that week after, the situation had happened between me and her. So let's say the Sunday, now the Tuesday I was working somewhere else, right? I picked up some shifts for that week. In picking up those shifts for that week, at this point, I had really bounced back from maybe like a day that I kind of felt I was really processing the whole situation, but then I was also grateful as well. But it was like still kind of processing it consciously. Like, is this really the times that we live in? Is this how people are? Whatever. Fine, cool. So as I'm processing this information, right? As I'm processing this stuff, again, I keep focusing my energy onto Jah. Just being grateful, just the gratitude. Thank you, Jah. Thank you, Jah. And while I'm working here this week, right? The week that I was working there, people kept coming up to me and they kept asking me why my energy was so high. And mind you, I'm not saying anything to anyone. Mind you, I'm not expressing myself in any way, shape, or form. Other than maybe on an energetic level, people could see maybe me kind of bouncing, listening to my music, doing exactly what it is that I was brought here to do, but just listening to my music and just kind of just bouncing. And people want to know, what is it that you're listening to in your earbuds? What is it that's keeping your vibration? They don't understand. I'm Jamaican. I'm listening to roots reggae. I'm focusing my energy on Jah. Everything is just focused on praise to Jah. And the gratitude that I have that the person that I thought was good for me, Jah took that person from out of my life. Now, again, at the same place where I'm working, right? So this is the point that I make. At the same place where I'm working at, right? I just so happened to just be standing. I remember I was kind of meditating and praying and meditating, which is a form of prayer, right? And focusing on Jah. And the inspiration came, right? Both visually, not what was obviously not with my eyes, but my mind's eyes, right? But on a spiritual level, a message came to me that I should stand by a certain tree filled with acorns. Hi, everybody that is just popping in. Big ups yourself. Thank you guys for all the likes. I really appreciate it. So I was inspired to stand under this tree. So I stood under this tree and I kept standing under the tree and I kept standing there and I kept praying, right? And I kept my hand in a certain position. We're gonna elaborate on that at another time, right? But that's not the main point of what it is that I'm trying to say right now. But as I'm there and I'm standing under the acorn tree, at some point I was actually approached by this young lady. Right? Now, mind you, I just decided that I was finished with the other situation thing that I had that was going on, right? Because I just wasn't into getting my energy drained. I'm not into putting in my energy into something and it's not being reciprocated or people don't appreciate it or people, you know what I mean? I'm not into that sort of thing. So anyway, a young lady did approach me under that same tree that I was telling you guys that I had the inspiration to stand under. Jah. Basically, if you don't understand what I'm saying, Jah basically told me to stand under that tree. So in standing under the tree, she was actually shooting a skit, and she actually came over to give me a hug. She gave me a hug, and when she gave me a hug, it's almost as if she stayed there for a while. And this is I'm not making this up. The video is out there because it's an actual skit. As a matter of fact, she's texting me right now. And it just so happened that from that very instant, we shared a bond, right? Now, mind you, I let go of the other situation. The other situation, I had to let go of it because there was no growth there. The only thing that was there was just it just felt draining. But anyway, that was neither here nor there. I let go of that situation and I let Jah. Let go, let Jah. And I met this young lady, and to this day, to this day, no matter how short the time is that me and this this young lady that I'm with right now, no matter how short that time is, it just feels has been since I've been together. Look, we ain't going nowhere, right? But it just feels so effortless, so timeless, and everything is just so easy. You understand what I'm saying? And nobody's forcing anything, and she makes it just so easy for me to be myself, and it's so easy for her to be herself, and we enjoy each other's company. And you know why it happened? Because I let go and I let Jah, and Jah put this queen, this empress, this goddess into my life, right? And this is how we address one another when we speak to one another in all of those terms, right? And you have to be able to see the grace of God, not only in yourself, but also in your partner as well. You know what I mean? You got to be able to see Jah, not only in yourself, but in your partner as well. And I use the term God interchangeably because, of course, it's Western society. You know, people are with that term or whatever it is. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's basically all it is that I wanted to say, man. Anyway, thank you guys for tapping in. There's some messages down there with some really weird messages. But anyway, thank you guys for participating. Thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna, yeah, man. I think but yeah, I met a wonderful woman, and it wasn't until I let go and I let Jah. And I'm gonna talk more about this at some point. I'm gonna make a video just in more detail so you guys can get the gist of it. But the nucleus of what it is that I'm trying to say: let go, let Jah. One love. Jah love, Jah love.